Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I know that it's been a little minute since we posted last, but thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to have a look at no action versus action whenever we're creating something or attracting something or manifesting something into our life, whatever way that we want to articulate that. As everything that we are doing, we are creating goals and we're kind of working our way towards those goals in order for them to be a part of what we experience in our life. So today we were looking at no action versus action, and I wanted to do a video on this because when we look at things like manifesting and we look at the whole concept of law of assumption or law of attraction, a lot of the time we will hear the idea of no action, and I wanted to bring it up because when you're actually manifesting anything, it's not that you have no action. There is always action. Action is really what actually brings it into your world. And what I mean by this is that when you want to manifest anything or you create goals or anything like that, you start to look at affirmations, you start to build up your mindset in a way that becomes more believable. And as you are doing this, you start to take these little actions, which is part of how you actually bring it into your world. So when we look at things and we say that we can sit down and have no action for things to manifest, the no action is something like you get a text or you get something for whatever it is that you're manifesting. You get a text offering you a new job. You get a text that you won money, or you get an email about winning money, or you get a text from somebody that you want to manifest into your world. And when we look at that, it looks like we're not taking any action. But when we are actually changing our mindset and we're building our belief up, the action will be taken in order to materialize it into its physical form. So when you take action, you're taking action in the sense that you have to pick up your phone or text back, or you have to go for an interview, or you're looking for jobs, or you get a job by word of mouth. But all of the word of mouth that you're getting a job by is by the person you are in your action self. So everything that you create in your life will come from your actions. It will come from your behavior and your actions. Now, it starts with the thought, and it starts with the thought because it all comes down to how we build up our mindset in order to show up in a way that we are allowing our behaviors and our actions to match in the way that we want to experience our reality. So if we want to experience a reality that is successful in whatever it is that we are doing, we're going to look at our behaviors, going to look at our actions. We'll first look at the thoughts that we're thinking, we'll look at the words that we speak, but ultimately it'll come down to the behaviors and the actions that we take and that we start creating in habit-wise in order to be successful in whatever it is. So it can have the thought that I am successful, I have a thriving business, or all of these thoughts that I can have, and I can get up every day and these can be my affirmations. But I also have to do the action in order to bring it into force, in order to bring it into my reality. So I have to maybe set up the business. I have to show up for the business each day. I gotta look at what habits I have as well too, that is actually correlating with this successful business. So it doesn't mean that I wake up in the morning and start saying that I'm successful, I have this business, and all of these kind of affirmations that we tell ourselves, and then do nothing towards it. We want to be doing something every single day that is even a little micro thing that is going to be related to it. So if you are in a position where you are wanting to start a business, or you're in a position where you're not maybe feeling successful, and you're getting up every day and you're going to maybe a job, or maybe you don't have a job, and all of these kind of circumstances that are in our reality because of the life that we live and who we are and how we are showing up in our reality. We start off then by asking ourselves, getting clear on what it is that we actually want. So when we do that, we get these affirmations that we are telling ourselves to build our mindset up. But we also want to start taking actions towards this. So let's say you're someone who is unemployed, or you are someone who is looking to start a business and don't have the funds. You're going to start with your habits in order for you to become this type of person who is going to be led to the opportunities. So you might look at your habits and think, okay, well, I'm kind of broke at the minute, and any money that you get is kind of going out in bills and all of that kind of thing. But you will look at your habit and you will say to yourself, okay, well, I can save maybe 10 cents. I can save something that is really, really small every single day or every single week. And it's that habit that is teaching you and your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, that you're able to do it. And once you get into this habit, it takes like about 4 weeks, maybe, when you start noticing that it's starting to ingrain into you. And this money that you're saving every week, whether it's 10 cents, a cent, whatever it is, your brain starts to actually enjoy this part of your habit. And as it does that, it looks for other ways that it can draw money in order to continue this habit, if that makes sense. It's like any habit. It's even habits that we have that are addictions and everything like that. If we have addictions or anything, we will look for ways to kind of fuel it, if that makes sense, because it's the way that the brain works when we are forming these types of habits. So when we're looking at a no action versus action, it's important to understand that the no action is not sitting there and just affirming for whatever it is that you want. If you are doing that type of action is just going to come in through maybe online or things like that if you're not leaving the house, because obviously if you're not interacting outside of you, those type of actions or those type of manifestations are the only things that are going to come to where you are. But when we're talking about actually wanting to create something that you like a business, for instance, because even if you're creating an online business, you're still going to have actions where you're posting things, where you're editing things, where maybe you have meetings with people, maybe you are meeting people in person with things. There's going to be something that you're going to be kept busy with in your actions. So there's always going to be action to materialize the result in your reality. So like, let's say for instance, you're at home and you say, okay, I have this successful business and all I have to do is press a button and there it is, it's done, and I am attracting all this money in. That is kind of, it's such minimal action that it can be classified as no action at all, and it's not really going to get many results. If it does, I would love to hear somebody emailing in and letting us know, but usually there's going to be a consistent basis of taking some action every day and kind of honing your craft and building your habit and creating these kind of more sufficient behaviors as well too, as well as your confidence building up as well. So I wanted to do a quick video on that, and of course if you have any questions you can email me at any time. I know that I will be doing a video on SP. I know somebody requested that. However, I know that I probably will be talking about it in a way that is not usually talked about, as I have different perceptions on the idea of SPs and things like that. So with that being said, thank you so much for being here, and I will chat to you soon.